Hey folks, Crazy Climber 80 here again. And this time we're going to look at a game called Superman, and this was created by Taito in 1988. And it is, of course, based on the super famous DC Comics superhero. And this was suggested by YouTube user Paul Contreras. And I gotta say, I'm not very keen on this game. I don't like it very much at all. I found it very disappointing. Being a licensed character in a game, you would hope that you would see like a lot of side characters in the game, and as far as I could tell, or at least officially, Superman's the only one. You don't, I can't see Lex Luthor in the game. I don't know for sure that Brainiac or Darkseid or any other major characters in the Superman universe are in this. Don't even see Lois Lane. It's very, very, very disappointing. And each stage has three different types of scenarios. The second player, if you play two-player simultaneous play, looks like it's Captain Marvel. It probably is, but the game never mentions him. Probably just a severe lack of able to acquire rights to various characters in the Superman universe. But there are three types of scenarios in each stage. There is a vertically scrolling, or a horizontally scrolling beat 'em up, and there's a vertically scrolling beat 'em up. And then there's a stage, or a part of the stage where you fly. Now that part is probably the best part. You can use your heat vision as a laser in that stage. But the game is generally very dull in my opinion. I do like the music in this. It makes use of the John Williams score from the Superman movies. But we'll get started. You can press up and you'll fly. If you press down, then you'll touch the ground and you can walk on the ground. You have a punch and you have a kick. There will be enemies that will fly just kind of slightly below you. You can kick them. The enemies that are straight in front of you, you can punch. If you manage to avoid dealing with an enemy for a short time, they will fly off and leave you alone. You can pick up things like those trash bins, but to do that you have to press down and punch, I believe, to pick it up. It's kind of messed up. But there will be various fences or barriers or sometimes that you need to punch a few times to destroy. At the end of numerous stage parts, you will have to face some sort of boss or mini-boss. But you can take out multiple enemies with one trash bin or whatever item, if it connects. You can easily throw it over an enemy. Sometimes they will leave crystals. The best crystal of all, I think, is the yellow crystal. You have a charge attack. Yeah, you can easily get your butt kicked by a boss. You have a charge attack. You can hold down the punch button and then release, and then you'll have a stronger attack, and that can take out several enemies at once. But there are three different kinds of crystals you can get from the enemies. There are blue, and those will restore one digit of energy, and you have a life bar that has like a maximum of 5 blocks. There is also a yellow crystal, and that can be used for one single very strong attack. Just one attack. And here's the charge shot. And here's a second mini boss here. I don't know what character he's supposed to be, if he's even a character. But I beat him. The third crystal is a red crystal, and that seems to act as a smart bomb. It'll take out a bunch of smaller enemies. And here is the part that's best. You get to use the kick button to shoot a laser. And it will shoot rapid fire, but in bursts of 3. You just hold it down. You will need to shoot through some building girders at times. Touch any enemy, get hit by any enemy's projectile, and you will get hurt. Some enemies will cause more damage. There's a blue crystal I managed to pick up. These missiles can be kind of a pain sometimes. You have to hit them with multiple lasers to take them out, or you might be able to punch them. Oops, that was clumsy. You will get an extra life. It's like every 50,000 or something. And when you destroy a boss, you get 100,000 points. Maybe it's like 50,000 to start, and then after that, every 100,000. This is the first boss of the end of a stage. And this guy is super easy. Whoops. Just shoot through his rotating shield. Just keep firing those lasers. The lasers really are fairly strong. Probably a big reason why I like this stage best, or this part of each stage. Yeah, you get 100,000 points for beating the boss. And there I got an extra life. And now we do the second stage. Yeah, this is good use of the John Williams score from the Superman movies. This also plays it was either from Superman or Superman 2, or used in both. A theme called "Can You Read My Mind," which was a love theme between Superman and Lois Lane. And again, we do not see Lois Lane in this game. That's really, I think, the thing I dislike most about this game. I'm not really crazy about any part of it other than the third part of the stage, the flying scene. It just doesn't make use of licensing. It should have, like, Lois Lane, Brainiac, Lex Luthor, Darkseid, characters like that. And just, you don't get that. This guy is really not hard. this mini-boss at the end of this stage. When he's far away, do the charge attack and get out of the way of his single fireball that he shoots. And then when you get up too close, he's gonna disappear and reappear on the other side. Oops. Except for now. Generally, he'll just disappear and reappear on the other side. I did see this in arcades back in the day. I don't remember if I gave it a shot, but I really find it disappointing. Now we descend through the sewers. Fortunately, we don't have to walk through any sewer water. But I'm pretty sure I never played this in arcades. Those orange guys are annoying. They can fly right through you, and they're hard to stop in midair. I got killed. Yeah, the action in general is pretty dull. Just those 3 stages over and over. Yeah, just keep... This guy is one of those rare mini-bosses that hitting him with an attack can propel him backwards. Most bosses, you can't do that to them. Now here's the flying scenario again. Yeah, you can charge a shot in the flying scenario. And in all the flying scenarios, you have rocks, you have other rocks that can break up into smaller pieces. You'll have missiles, you'll have girders or something that you need to shoot through. Really too repetitive for my tastes. The graphics are nice and the music is fine. Yeah, there's the smart bombs, the smart bomb crystals, the red ones. But yeah, this game to me is just really pretty dull. you can punch those rocks. And here's a... doesn't even really qualify as a mini-boss. It's just so quick and easy to beat. And it's not even the end of this part of the stage yet. Yeah, the missiles can sometimes fool you. If you try to take out the ones at the bottom or maybe the way top, you might miss and then get hit by them. Ah, crap. Oh, there I get the healing crystal after I die. And now here's the boss of stage 2. It's very, very, very easy. Those little missiles are generally quite easy to avoid, and you can shoot them in midair and just hit that middle part of the boss. Yeah, some people like this game. I'm really not a fan. I mean, maybe for 1988 it wasn't bad, but I mean, because it was like the godfather of all beat 'em ups. Final fight, you know, at least I consider it to be, wasn't even out for another year. But I was really disappointed by this game. Whoops, I got clumsy there. Oh well, he's dead. Yeah, you get a nice 100,000 point bonus for beating a stage. Now we go to Vegas. Yeah, the graphics are nice, the music is very nice, but boy, the gameplay just too repetitive, and just the lack of licensing just really turns me off on this game. Well, I hope you're enjoying President's Day weekend, or Washington's birthday weekend. Washington's birthday is celebrated on Monday. Hope you get a 3-day weekend. I do. Now, I work for the federal government, so I get all sorts of holidays off. And there's that one charge attack, and I get it again. If you can manage to use the charge attack, or save the charge attack for a mini-boss, whenever you hear that specific sound effect go off, that means you got an extra life. Whoops, and I needed it. But if you can save that yellow crystal's special attack for the boss, it'll cause a lot of damage. And as long as you don't use the punch button, you can save it. You can just use kicks instead, and you'll still have that yellow crystal attack for later. You can't really spend as much time as I did on these guys. There will be no warning, but there will be a meteor that will come if you take too long in one area, and it'll hit you and kill you instantly. And we'll see that in just a minute. But yeah, you cannot take your time with these guys. Yeah, if you want to hit these guys with your charge attack, don't press up or down right after you fire it, or this enemy will move with your movements. Ah, crap, yep. Well, I neglected to continue here, but I will continue later with invincibility cheat. I just wanted to get through the game quicker. We will see snippets, at least, of the rest of the stages. But there are a total of, I think it was 5 stages. But that is Superman by Taito in 1988. Yeah, I was really disappointed. Should have been much better than it was, I think. It has its fans, but I'm definitely not one of them. Yeah, let's see snippets of the rest of the game. Again, you saw it in the demo. Yeah, I've got invincibility on. You saw it in the demo, the second player in action. You can kick a fire hydrant and break it. And we'll just waste this mini-boss here at the end of this part of the stage. We'll see each segment of the stages remaining. But yeah, I was not a fan of this kid. Not a fan of this game, and we got more of those guys that are hard to hit. And then after we destroy that mini-boss, then we go to the next part. This flying scenario. And this is the Can You Read My Mind song playing in the background. Yeah, this game is just very disappointing. Yeah, they just repeat the missiles, the rocks. Yeah, there's the rocks again. And the girders, or building structure that you have to shoot through. Very disappointing that all the repetitiveness in this game. But here is the boss, and it's got like little octopus arms. That laser is very handy to have. It can sometimes be a better idea than charging your attack. See, it's dead already. When you beat the game all the way through, I think you get a 1,000,000-point bonus, not just 100,000. You can score pretty nice in this game if you can at least beat one stage. I guess there was a Nintendo port of this. Here's some more missiles. As I pass by, looks like the Capitol building. And there's another boss that we faced earlier. But yeah, if you can save your yellow crystal for a boss character or a mini-boss character, you can end the fight pretty darn quickly. But yeah, second player appears to be Captain Marvel. Although they never mention him. I'm guessing there was some serious licensing issues in which they just couldn't get permission to use a number of characters. But yeah, that makes for a very disappointing game. You can't shoot these things here, or you can't shoot them enough to destroy them. You have to punch them or fire a charged shot through them. Is that Niagara Falls? Niagara Falls played a part in Superman 2. Superman had to save a kid from falling into the falls. I've been to Niagara Falls. I stayed in Canada, Toronto for a vacation. Nice trip. And then this is the boss of, what was this, the fourth stage? A number of the bosses are really pretty easy. Pretty easy. And there's another 100,000 points, and therefore another extra life. And now this is the last stage, stage 5, and we enter this alien ship and take on the boss there to prevent the invasion of Earth. But I don't know what the alien is. If it's supposed to be Brainiac, I don't know. I mean, really, I'm guessing, as far as I can tell, that only Superman and Captain Marvel were actual DC characters that got to be used. If there are others, I don't know who they are, or I can't tell. I think the best media portrayal of Superman is actually the Justice League series, the cartoon. That was a great series. I have Justice League and Justice League Unlimited on DVD, and the original animated series, I mean, just before that in the 90s, was pretty good too. That featured all sorts of licensing of Superman universe characters. This had pretty much next to nothing. Now, what the hell is that pink rabbit thing? It like hops over you. Is that frickin' Ralphie from A Christmas Story in a pink bunny suit? Looks like a demented Easter bunny. Really, as many times as we see that movie around the holidays, it's still a great movie. It's hilarious. I love it. And you gotta wait for the laser thing to go away. And this boss is just guys that try to surround you, and you just beat them up enough so that then you can fly off to the next section. And then we fly upwards here. This is the vertically scrolling beat 'em up part with more Ralphie and bunny suits. The game looks silly when a character tries to like land on top of you. It gets all jittery looking. It just looks so hokey. This game just is not very good in my opinion. And then a little bit later we face the mini-boss. This guy shoots missiles out of his arm. I enjoyed the 1978 and 81 Superman movies. They were a lot of fun. Superman and Superman 2. Saw them both at the theater, I believe. Rest in peace, Christopher Reeve. You were a great Superman. Great actor in general. But yeah, more rocks and more stuff reused later on in later levels. Really pretty lame. We'll just knock out this boss real quick. Gotta take out its blue laser cannons, and then you'll have destroyed it. And then is that the game? Nope, there's one. That's right. There's one last part. I don't know who this creature is, but when you try to fire at him with a charge shot, it won't hurt him. He has a shield. See? And in the meantime, these big guys will come up and start wailing on you. What you need to do is go right up to him and start beating the living hell out of him. Yeah, keep swinging, guys. You're not going to hit me. I have invincibility on, so screw you. Just keep beating him up. I don't know who that guy is, but then the other guys run off and the game ends. And there goes the alien threat to the planet Earth. Yeah, very, very decent music for 1988. Sounds like something you might hear on a Sega Genesis, but just Sega Genesis was still yet to be released, I believe, at this time. But that and the graphics are the strong point, and I kind of like the flying scenes, but other than that, I'm just not a fan of this game. Just really ticks me off that they didn't get jack shit for licensing. This game really needed a Lex Luthor or Brainiac or Darkseid or whoever. Lois Lane should have made an appearance. Just really kind of insulting for people that kind of liked Superman and the Superman universe. But that was Superman by Taito in 1988. This might have had a release on the Sega Genesis, I don't remember. But there was an NES port by Sunsoft, or maybe not a port of this game. I haven't played that one. It might be a totally different game, but I've heard it sucked. Well, that was Superman by Taito in 1988. Well, I hope you enjoyed. Well, I thank you for watching Superman by, by Taito in 1988. I hope you continue to enjoy your George Washington's birthday weekend. Have a good one, everybody, and I will see you later with my next video. Take care, everybody, and stay warm. Bye-bye.